morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning, folks. Oh, I am waiting on my guest this morning. I've got some invites out to some people, namely, I have invite out to NB Geek, who will probably be my co-host for this thing. And of course, my friend, Just Another Red Shirt, which also has an invite out there waiting. So, yep, as soon as those gentlemen get here, I will get them in. But of course, we are here. This is a morning coffee stream. I've got my coffee. I hope all of you are doing well. It's good to see Mercale, Emperor of Corruption, aka my buddy Lopter. Always nice to have him around. Big supporter of this channel, also of Bounding into Comics. So yeah, that is great. Well, what a week we have had. It's been crazy. Obviously, we had the news of Gina Carano, and oh boy, let me tell you, the last couple days, it's nice, by the way, to see her getting another opportunity. It's great to see that she's getting a chance to create entirely her own project, which is exciting news. I mean, anybody that's in that industry, if you get a chance to act, direct, produce, make your own thing, I mean, it's great. It's an opportunity that you can't pass up. And props to Ben Shapiro, even though I'm not a big fan of Ben Shapiro. Props to the Daily Wire's studios for giving Gina that opportunity, because it was stupid that she was let go in the first place. It was stupid, the reasoning for it, because it was a political hit job. We know this. Anybody that has half of brain and comprehension skills, you can see the blatant double standard that Disney has with their employees. People have made far worse tweets, like Pedro Pascal in the past, and obviously we've had people like Christina Ariel, which again we pointed out numerous times on our website, Unbounding into Comics, and she absolutely put out some awful tweets, basically saying all white people were racist, which is funny to me because, I happen to know a lot of white people, and they're certainly not racist. So yeah, it's funny what you get from the modern left, but I'm not surprised. I put a tweet out there yesterday as far as supporting Gina Carano when the Daily Wire tweeted out their announcement that they had hired her. And man, the responses I got piled on like none other on Twitter. I mean, is leftists came at me left and right, calling me, one side down the other, or trying to just come at me with that condescending tone. They always do, because they like to act like they're know-it-alls and everything else. They can't just talk to you in a tweet. They have to lord over you. So it always comes from a tone of condescension when you deal with those type of folks, and and it's sad, because you would think if they are as tolerant and passionate as their platform states, and they actually believed in the stuff that they were, spewing forth, well, then they would be very, very tolerant of people instead of coming out and using sweeping generalizations and making assumptions. And it was just crazy, the tweets that I got in response yesterday. And we'll get into some of those. I'll actually share some of those because they were like absolutely, some of them were just goofy as all get out. But yeah, this is what we get from the modern left. I'm not surprised. It's very hard to do that, to talk to people, and unfortunately, it's just the way it is. So hold on, I have to check with Jess here. Let's see. Yeah, this is me multitasking. It's very very slow. It happens though. But yeah, this is the modern left, and they like to constantly go and lord over people that they are the all-knowing, and as we know, they are certainly not. And it's just really really sad about how these people think. I don't understand how people can actually form coherent thoughts around this mindset. But I want to bring in the man, the myth, the legend, NB Geek, my boy Jess. I haven't finally get the opportunity to do a stream together with him.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not in a much better looking position, but I'm going to go in and out of the video because, well, while the quality is better because this used to be the red room and it's the white room with us trying to sell a house, got the house in Indiana. Dude, I am so stressed out like a motherfucker. I am tired as hell. But I'm going to try because unfortunately it's 9 o'clock my time. And the last thing I'm going to do is try and fall asleep right now.
Well, I was talking about just, the absolute hypocrisy and double standard of Disney,
oh boy,
in their logic and their thinking of how they let Gina go, but yet people like Christina Ariel and Pedro Pascal can still be employed.
Did you see my response to that on YouTube?
I did not, but give me the clip note.
No, I'll shoot you a link. It was a very short 2-minute thing. I basically said, I said to Disney Star Wars, you basically just fucking shut all the goodwill you had out the fucking window. Because I made the point of saying, and you can check it out later, no worries. But the short version was I was like, I've heard the term Nazi, Hitler, repeated over and over and over and over. I'm a civics guy. I'm a history guy. I go for the facts. She is actually one of the few people who made an actually culturally, historically relevant reference. She wasn't talking about Nazi soldiers because I had this comment with me. Because I had this fucking comment with an asshole one time. He tried to bait me and I wasn't taking it. He goes, so you're saying Nazis weren't evil? I said, are you fucking stupid? Are you going to tell me everybody who voted for the Nazi party, from the Norma bread maker to the common soldier, was evil? Because if that's your logic, I was literally trying to bait him back. He's like, "Are you saying Nazis are not evil?" I'm like, "Are you going to say everybody who was a part of it during that time is an evil person?" Okay, no, I doubt very much. And I said this. I said, I am pretty sure most German historians would really like the Weimar Republic to have been a fucking success after World War One. And I have people that are like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Well, dude, I mean, it's common sense. Look at what happened. It's funny because there's before we go on, I want to just say good morning to our friend, just another red shirt. I really love red shirt. Smart man, very awesome man, and dude, it's great to have you on stream as always.
Heretic. Actually, I was actually Red Shirt and I were talking backstage on a private channel, and I said I want to see you as animated like you were backstage as that, because I've seen him before, and he's a little more reserved, a little more quiet, but damn, when he was talking backstage with me and Revan, woo, man, it was awesome. I was loving it.
Well, well, well. The funny thing about that whole post with Gina was it was number one, it was a picture. Number two, it wasn't even her words. It was a quote that she just posted. And the thing is the relevance of it when you got down to it was the whole gist of it was it. Listen, if you don't learn from your history, you're bound to repeat it. And she was putting, essentially that nugget of wisdom out there so people understand that if you continue on the path that you are being conditioned and taught to hate your fellow human being. And that is no bueno at all.
I have a question for you too. Are you familiar with the Tytler cycle?
Little, if you want to refresh me. And good morning to
No. I'm not going to refresh you. I'm just saying, just Google Tytler cycle.
Okay.
Oh, look up image where we're at, because right now I think we're at the apathy part, and it's fucking scary.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, the Tytler cycle doesn't make a way of going in reverse.
I just want to say good morning to Parrot Head. Good morning to Steph Littlepage, a.k.a. The better half of Captain Robert April. So good morning to you folks.
I'll pull it up real quick.
Love to see it. And it's just crazy. Yet Pedro can put tweets out there comparing kids in cages to people in concentration camps, and that's perfectly fine.
Right.
Yeah, but but one of my tweets, one of my accounts, there's a reason why my account is labeled MBG 3.5. One of my accounts actually got banned because somebody said Trump is the worst president. I said, I'm pretty sure FDR signed an executive order that put citizens in cages. Yeah. And, oh my God. But here you go. Hold on a second.
Well, yeah, I'm
going to show you the Tytler cycle. I'm going to share the screen here. You guys look at it and you tell me what.
Here's something historical that Gina was talking about that I haven't heard most people refer to, but I've certainly read it.
There we go.
Which is the question of what constituted a good German at the time, meaning the one who would just not say anything, not do anything, as things got worse and worse and worse. And historians have been arguing over why did ordinary Germans not change, why didn't more Germans, normal Germans, ordinary Germans, resist this one way or another? I mean, the Danes essentially got almost every single one of the Jews in Denmark out of the country when they found out the Germans were invading. They formed an underground railroad more or less overnight and smuggled all the Jews out of Denmark to safety. Why didn't the Germans? And the idea was, well, if you were obeying the directions, you were a, quote, good German. And historians have been arguing over what made good Germans good in that sense ever since. And I think what Gina quoted was an explanation of how those types of people came to be.
Yeah, and
I
also,
actually sorry, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sure.
Red shirt. I had a Twitter argument with some dipshit who doesn't know goddamn thing. I know what else.
You were on
new?
Twitter,
and
what else?
His whole thing. Yeah, of course it was on Twitter. This is the Tytler cycle. This is the Tytler cycle. Tytler was a Scottish noble, and he came up with this. He said, "This is how things work. You go from bondage to faith, faith to courage, courage to liberty, liberty to abundance, abundance to selfishness, selfishness to complacency, complacency to apathy, apathy to dependence, dependence back to bondage."
Yep.
Now, tell me if when I first saw this a couple years ago, I was like, oh, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
I actually got scared.
Well,
when I saw that, I was like, I have never seen it put so plainly as that. And also, I'm not stupid or ignorant. It's about as truthful as you can get.
Well, it's the same thing as if you've watched. If you ever want to really kind of understand the subversion of America and how we got to where we're at. There's a great interview. I don't know if you guys have seen the interview with a Russian defector, Yuri Bezmenov, but he absolutely eloquently explained exactly the steps on how we got to where we're at today, and that interview, after you watch it, will just it'll do two things. It'll scare the shit out of you, and it'll absolutely 100% make you think. And
I got one for you too. I wish I could remember where I saw this, what channel it's on, but you had this gentleman. He got his family. They got out of the USSR. Mm-hmm. And he described that he saw a Coke machine and had absolutely no idea how to work a Coke machine because he had never seen a thing that dispensed drinks. I mean, he didn't say that, but I mean, let's be honest. The guy was looking at the thing. I mean, basically, I'm trying to look at it from his perspective, the way he said it. And I was like, we take advantage for that as children because we grew up around it. And when I hear things like that, I'm like, wow. I remember another very poignant thing where I said this family adopted a child from Africa, and they took him to the grocery store for the first time. And I think he was about 5, 6 years old. And he was bawling because couldn't believe all the food.
Yeah. I mean, and that's a thing that I don't think the modern left now, they don't understand struggle. They don't understand. They don't how to put themselves in another person's shoes, like really put themselves in another person's shoes. They can't, they always cut off their nose to spite their face because they can't see past their own worldview, and they can't conceive of anything, any idea outside that. They are so bound to their worldview, and it's absolutely crazy because the stuff that they come up with, the explanations they come up with when you try to discuss any topic with them are absolutely sometimes like head scratchers, because you're like, this doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, I want to say this though. Some of the things back in the day, the left would I'm an honest person. Let's be honest. The conservatives of old, what would be concerned as old school conservatives, are not the kind of conservatives I am now. Just like the liberals are not the liberals of the JFK, Martin Luther King era.
No, not at all.
We've either evolved, at least I'd like to think the Conservative Party has evolved, where unfortunately the liberals have de-evolved and they're going, in my mind, backwards. It's okay. Somebody's like, where's the bathroom? Where's this? I saw somebody say, well, where's your backlash for Gina Carano? Where was your backlash with Colin Kaepernick? Well, yeah, I kind of was like, I don't recall Gina Carano saying, kill cops, and I'm not saying he said that, but he did have
wear
socks that made cops as pigs, and
had them getting their heads cut off or whatever, and it's just like it's pure like hypocrisy and a lot of times and really straw man arguments. They don't ever come up with anything concrete. It's like, if you have such good ideas, if you're truly progressive, show me the good plan that you have. Like, I want to point something out to you guys, and I'll share this. This is just, and this was just this morning. This is an exchange I had on Twitter with a lefty, and it was just and I think this person's probably a bot, because their account is like kind of sketchy when I looked at it. But
yeah, I love those. They're so typical in their responses. They're almost like by the numbers.
But if you can you guys see it here? Okay.
I can't, but I don't have my glasses on. That's fine. I can always look at it later. But here's one of the things. Well, here's the thing. I never asked for Colin Kaepernick's cancellation. I've never asked for cancellation. When I see boycott shit, I'm like, how am I supposed to boycott things I don't go to? Or, like, for example, I'm going to be the first one in it. I haven't canceled my Disney Plus. Why? Because despite this one thing, there's a lot of great content on there. I still enjoy it. And there are still things I'm going to enjoy about it. I am not part of this knee-jerk reaction. Now, I will totally defend Gina Carano and be pissed at Disney. But, people say, spend with your money. Okay, I understand that. If your circumstances are where you can do that, fine. Me, I could do it, but I'm not happy about it. But I wasn't happy about Firefly getting canceled. Unfortunately, I couldn't cancel Fox, so what do you want me to do?
Well, I want to point this out because this is just like I said, an exchange I had with this person. I was replying to a tweet this morning from Representative Lauren Boebert, which, by the way, she's really awesome, populist congressperson. She's one of the good ones. I'm really glad that she won, and she's a rookie in Congress. I get that, and it's going to take her time to find her feet, and she gets piled on big time because she is a populist person.
What's her name?
Lauren Boebert.
I haven't heard her name come up.
But she won the Colorado primary earlier this year.
Oh no, I'm not disagreeing or anything. I'm just saying I haven't heard her name come up, and I follow politics very much.
But she said, I'm infuriated. The Biden administration is now going to bring 25,000 asylum seekers with active court cases from Mexico into the U.S. We all know how this story ends. Biden's immigration policy needs stopped. Our country cannot handle this. And my reply was, well, it seems like there's no end to the destructive agenda. Yet more people flood in with sketchy backgrounds only to get a slap on the wrist and commit crimes here. All the while, the scores of homeless, and I put it in capitals, Americans get ignored in favor of criminals. Take care of our citizens first. And so then this bot or whatever, this leftist person chimes in, and you can tell they are like more of a Bernie kind of Yang type of, Democrat. So they said, true, implement UBI now. And my response to that was, well, it would help if we closed the borders for a couple of years or institute a cap on immigration. Then I'd be all for something like that so that starving and homeless could pick up the pieces. And this person said, I don't see how stopping immigration will mean homeless will be better off. And then I had to explain to him, the more new mouths you have to feed, the more other ones don't get fed. You have to prioritize the people that have been here and are legal citizens first. Foreign refugees. Well, just wait.
I want to say to people, they say, when they said, saying America first is racist, I'm like, well, how?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, it's against these people. I'm like, what do you mean? I totally support.
Well, it gets better.
Unfortunately, I'm going to say this. I'm a conservative. I am hard right. You know what? You know what's going to really put our country down the hellhole that we're going? You talk about, people talk about socialism, fascism, communism. They don't look it up. It's all about spoil at the top.
Well, just
until they're in power, and then they can take it away.
Yep. Well, just wait, Jess. This gets better. So I said foreign refugees aren't special. They don't get to jump the line. And this person started getting mad. They said, imagine giving a shit who immigrates to your country. You already don't care about the poor people in America. I'm confused why you don't want more poor people if our current poor people aren't getting any help. So immigrants wouldn't be mooching at all. I said, no, they exacerbate the issue. It's common sense. And then this is where I turned leftist logic on the leftist folks. This is great. I said, or are you really saying you don't want to help the already existing homeless because it includes white and Asian people? That could be considered racist. Are you racist?
Oh.
Nice. Hey, here's something I want to say.
I studied judo. That's beautiful.
Yeah, that is beautiful. Here's something I've said to people. If, your country's racist, I'm like, then why does everybody want to fucking come here? Because trust me, we don't want them. Well, you're racist. I'm like, well, what's stopping their country from getting them to come back? I'm like, what's entice your people to come back? Entice your citizens. I mean, shouldn't you want more residents? Shouldn't you want more tourists? Shouldn't you want, to help your economy? Gee, I don't know. I know. Oh my God, I think about money and capitalism. I'm such a bad man.
Well, the best part was when I replied with that, they came. Of course, they got triggered because the next reply I got was all caps. I want UBI, which will go to everyone, dipshit. They were really they were really.
Whoa, wait. Say that again. Slow it down again. I didn't quite catch that. I'm sorry.
Oh, in all caps, the person said, "I want UBI, which will go to everyone, dipshit." Oh, they got really triggered, and I told them, I said, "Look, I'm not against the idea of UBI. I'm pointing out your flawed logic. You have to prioritize."
What is UBI? Okay, I'm going to be honest.
Universal basic income.
Yep.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that.
It's a program that essentially would give, poverty-stricken and poor Americans, $1,000 a month check so you could get by. It's
Actually, no, it would give everybody a check because Finland tried it.
I'm so
and
tired
they
of
shut
everybody
it down.
Well, yeah.
I am so tired of the whole everybody wanting the federal government. Look, I've been studying civics in history. Look, you want help? Yes, the federal government is good. But oh my God, it can't make heads or tails of states and local municipalities and cities and counties. Take your pick. That's why our founders, despite how everybody says how horrible they were, created the goddamn 10th Amendment.
Well, and that's why that's why Red Shirt just pointed out the problem with UBI because it's been tried before. Now, I've listened to Andrew Yang explain it. I'm not completely against the idea of it, but this is what I was pointing out to this person. I said, like any program, UBI will have a pool of allocated funds if it's instituted, so you have to prioritize distribution. And the person just continued to be frustrated. They said, people are allowed to move here and they always will. Get over it. And I said, well, enjoy mass poverty and a tanked economy.
Right. UBI is a great idea if money grows on trees. And there's only one problem with it. Money doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah.
There isn't an infinite supply of money.
No.
And that's what the Finns found out was that one, it was a lot more expensive than they thought in the end, and two, people didn't do what they expected them to do when they got the money. And the one who came up with he was an inventor for years. I mean, he's I can't think of the name. Buckyballs is something he named for a combination of carbon atoms. What is his name? I think he invented the geodesic dome. At any rate, this got Buckminster Fuller. There's the name. Buckminster Fuller is in many ways a genius. I don't think that's, you can argue that. I would argue against it. I think he is a genius, but he actually wrote a defense of the idea of universal basic income, and I found it laughable because Fuller wrote that if you give everybody enough to survive on, so they don't have to work to survive, we'll get more Beethoven symphonies. We'll get new theories of relativity. We'll get new wonderful novels. And I'm like, Mr. Fuller, I'm sorry. I studied physics. There isn't a snowball's chance in hell I'm going to come up with a new theory of relativity.
Yeah,
I can't. I write, but I can't write a novel. So if you give me a universal basic income, at the best, I'm liable to invent a phone app that will entertain your cats. That's probably the best style man.
Red shirt.
Okay.
No, red shirt. I've said this to people. They're like, you don't want to see people say, we deserve a living wage. I'm like, you don't deserve shit.
You deserve what you earn. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, okay, you're like, what the hell are you? I'm a
But here's the thing.
year...
Here's the thing. The philosophy behind this appears to be that if you free people up from the burden of work, they will all go out and produce marvelous things. And I'm like, I'm sorry. I've met a lot of people.
Communism, socialism, Nazism, fascism.
And I'll go
tried those things.
I'll go back to George Carlin because I always do. And George Carlin once said,
please do.
George Carlin once said, now think about this for a second. Imagine the person you know who is of average intelligence, right? Mm-hmm. You got that? That picture in your mind? You know who you got somebody in mind? Great. Now, keep in mind, half of all of humanity is dumber than that.
Well, what do you do? What do you do for people that have learning disabilities, or are happen?
I do what I'm going to tell you right now, and I don't mean to interrupt, but my son and my daughter both had learning disabilities, and I learned how to work around those hurdles. I mean, that's it. I mean, granted, that's my children. Now, people outside of it, look, when I say something, I'm going to be honest. I go and I search around, and people are like, oh, there's trolls here. And when I talk about things I do, people say, oh, you're trolling. I'm like, no, I'm not trolling. I'm just fishing. I just throw out a line.
But the
That's
thing is,
my comment. That's my comment. I'm going to see who takes the bait.
The thing is that
that's fishing.
Yeah.
And I know certain ponds that would be famous people who I can go do that with. I always get a new one every time.
Go ahead, Richard.
The thing is, and you could say, okay, what about people who have a learning disability? What about people who have a physical disability? What about people who have a genetic, Down syndrome is a good one. I mean, Down syndrome people, I've really met one as a child, and one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life, but she was never going to be, she was never going to be a professional anything because it wasn't in her to do it. And in the same sense that I was never going to be a physicist. I have a degree in it, but I practically had to promise the department, hand on a Bible, I will not pursue a degree in physics beyond this. If you give me this degree, I will go do something else. And they said, all right, we'll give you the degree. Not everybody's cut out for everything. And one of the horrible things we've been telling people for decades is if you want it, you can do it. Pursue your dreams. Mike Rowe is one of my heroes. Mike Rowe says, don't pursue your dream.
Oh, my God, Mike Rowe. Mike Rowe is one of my heroes.
Mike Rowe's awesome.
Yeah. Don't pursue your dreams, he says. Do something you're good at.
Mike Rowe did? You know what Mike Rowe did? He personified and showed what regular people were. It's like, these people did these jobs. And you know what? They didn't hate it. They actually knew what the fuck they were doing. And it made it like, oh, this isn't as bad as you think. That's what Mike Rowe did with Dirty Jobs. And I thank him for that. I'm sorry, Red Shirt, but I had to plug that.
That's okay. No, but exactly what Mike Rowe showed was that, these aren't pleasant jobs to do. You're not going to go, oh, wow, I can't wait to go back down to the sewer today because it stinks and it's full of rats and cockroaches. And I will admit, if you made me go down into one of those with him and film him, I would not have a smile on my face. But somebody's got to do it, and that's the philosophy that he was preaching. Was these are jobs that have to get done. You may not want to do it, but somebody's got to do it, because God help us if nobody does.
Well,
and that's the thing.
Well, supposedly with Biden's $15 minimum wage coming down the pipe,
please don't bring up Biden.
Wait a minute. How many high school students have summer jobs now?
Yeah, exactly.
Last time I checked, I heard on the conservative channel they were talking about, the Biden administration is going to get schools open 5 days a week, although there's no plan, and
they're
looking at 1 day a week. Oh, but wait, hey, we'll circle back on that. Jesus Christ, I miss Kellyanne Conway.
Well, no, I miss Kayleigh McEnany, but
yes, Kelly McEnany too. Oh my God,
Kayleigh McEnany
I'll circle back. Oh my God,
I'm going to make a prediction.
Gets all the softball questions.
All right,
I'm going to make a prediction. Circle back memes are going to be big for at least the next 2 years.
Oh, they will. They're
we're going to be we're going to be circling back to all kinds of things.
Yeah,
for the
they're
next 2 years.
Gold already, dude. Those memes just keep on giving. They're great, but the thing is the leftists will say, well, the jobs you're talking about, $15 an hour encourages people to do them. It's like, no, it doesn't. $15 an hour encourages people to go to a burger joint, get a job there, which, by the way, I hate to tell everybody out there, but you do realize that if you think you're going to have a job and just walk down to McDonald's and you could be a burger jockey and make $15 an hour magically, guess what? It ain't going to happen, because they're going automation, and they are going full automation, and you are going to get screwed.
There's 2 incentives there. They only focus on one. Yeah, if I'm a high school student, I'm ecstatic that I get paid $15 an hour to do whatever job I can get. Then the question becomes, what job can you get? Because there's that other incentive for the company that has to pay $15 an hour. I'm not hiring a high school student.
When I was 16 and I went to work for the first time.
I'm going to grab a refill, guys. I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. So just me and you, Richard. Okay. When I first went to work for the first time at 16, I got paid for $4.25. And then it went up to $4.75, I think, a little bit later. And of course, at 16, at my age, I'm like, of course, I'm getting more money. I'm going to be happy because I'm doing the same work. But I was the dishwasher. I did my job. It was very basic. I mean, I was 100% replaceable. I could have left it, and I think that's where it's like, pay us what you owe. When I hear that whole thing, pay us what we're owed, I'm like, most of your jobs could be replaced by a guy in day one. They're gonna get at least 50 or 40-50% done.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Jess.
No,
you're owed nothing.
What you're
paid for is what you earn. Now, first of all, I started delivering papers, and about a month after I started, I realized that between people not tipping well and not paying me every week, I wasn't making money. I was paying more for the damn newspapers I was delivering than I was getting from the customers I was delivering them to most weeks. And I finally went, you know what? This is
no, hold on a second. How did that work out?
Because I was only supposed I was only supposed to make on a 22-person paper route something like $2 a week plus tips. Now, the problem was the price of the papers went up from 75 cents a week to 85 cents a week just before I got the route. And everybody was in the habit of paying $1 a week, which was originally a 33% tip, which was pretty good. When I got the route, it was 85 cents a week, and they were paying me a 15-cent tip, which is not anywhere near that good a tip. And then I had people who were not home, or they forgot to put the money in the envelope in the door, and I went around collecting, and I didn't get all of it. So then I had to try, then I had to write down, okay, they owe me 2 weeks, and I'm starting to learn bookkeeping at like the age of 9 here, and I finally went, this is a racket I'm losing in. I'm going to cut lawns for a living for an allowance or whatever. And I will never forget, about 2 years after I quit the paper route, one of the neighbors was at a party at my parents' house and said, I wish you were still delivering our paper, because you used to put it right in our front door every morning by 7 a.m. And the guy that's doing it now barely hits our front lawn. And if he does it by 9, we're lucky. Why did you stop? I said, simple. You should have tipped better.
I'm looking at Bruce's comments, and he's making good points here. If you raise minimum wage to $15 an hour, you're hurting not just yourself but talented people who fought their way up to get to minimum wage. Inflation will take that number one Big Mac meal to a minimum of $15 in cost. Your minimum wage just take the weight of the dollar's worth. Yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen, because hyperinflation is coming. Economists are already saying it. Yeah. Economists.
Every time they're like, we need to raise the minimum wage, we need to raise this, we need to raise that. Why is everybody always about raising it? Nobody ever talks about lowering it.
Well,
I mean, seriously, here's
the thing. Go ahead.
If we still went under the paper to gold, it would be a lot better.
Yep. The thing that I saw a great cartoon describing increasing the minimum wage. People think that what raising the minimum wage will do is it will make the ladder you're climbing longer and set you up 2 or 3 steps higher than you would have started before. That's not what it does. The cartoon showed that when you raise the minimum wage, they cut 2 more rungs out of the bottom of the ladder, and there's a kid standing there looking up at the bottom rung, a foot over his head, and the guy wearing the suit is going, we raised the bar for you. Except now he can't get on the ladder because he can't climb onto the bar that's so high above his head. And that's what raising the minimum wage does. It raises the floor, not the ceiling. Yeah, and if you can't reach the floor, you can't get into the game.
Well, yeah, that's exactly that's exactly the problem. Sir. Oh no, that's all right. But that's exactly the problem. Is people don't see that, and the economists see it. They've already come out and said hyperinflation is on the way, and you can already see it. Because Biden, day one, he torpedoed the XL pipeline, and you just killed off what was it, 70,000 jobs, something like that, or 7,000 jobs, whatever.
It's more like 7,000, but it's still a lot of construction jobs.
Yeah, so you killed that off, and then you kill off a revenue stream for the area that it was servicing, that it ran through, and that's the problem. You see, I get the urge to
I
want
would. Oh,
for
God, I
for
cannot believe I woke up and Biden was president.
well,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've got to say, I really look. Okay, it's done. It's over with. Fine, then. Let's see, however, and this is where I put it. Let's see how Americans like the next 2 years, and we'll see what their response is in 2022. See, I'm gonna fly away. Fuck no. I'm gonna stay. I'm gonna defend. I'm gonna do what I do best.
well,
And oh, sorry, sorry. I We'll see how 2022 goes. I, I,
are you all right, man?
me?
Yeah.
No, dude. I've been up since 2 a.m. I am tired as fuck.
Well, get some rest. If you got anything to plug, go ahead.
Oh, I have nothing to plug. I just love hanging out with you guys. And
Well,
I was
I've been
hanging
up.
out with Red Shirt earlier and had a blast with him.
I've been awake a lot longer than that. So actually, I'm going to say, and NB Geek, you and I ought to get some sleep, dude.
Yeah.
So we need to head out and turn this over to other people. Supreme Heretic, it's been a pleasure. Love coming on. I've enjoyed it. I would love to come on again, assuming I'm awake at the time, which I barely am right now.
Yeah. I just before you guys go, because I kind of got myself in a tad bit of I may have gotten myself into a tad bit of trouble yesterday, and that was because oh god, let me find this tweet real quick because I wanted you guys to see this before you take off. Let me.
No, don't worry, buddy. Take your time.
It was responding to the Gina situation, which I ended up losing a follower over, but I was not crying about that. But the funny thing,
sometimes difference of opinions. Sometimes they're strong and you just can't get over it. It sucks, but it's not, in my mind, unreasonable.
Okay, I've got it. So let me share the screen real quick, and I'll pull it up.
Sure thing, bud.
Because you guys will get a kick out of it, and I understand why it probably triggered some people, but yeah, I was responding to the Deadline Hollywood story about Gina getting a new project, which, by the way, congrats to her. Great that she's going to be
on Daily Wire.
Yeah, it's great that she's going to be getting that opportunity. But I said, this is great news. I'm sure the Mongoloids who profess to be woke and virtuous will hate this, and that makes it all the sweeter. It's a win for Gina and hopefully an example that we can all stand up to the cancel mobs. And boy, did they come out of the woodwork for me because they were
I'm not surprised.
Heretic. Seriously, man.
Oh.
Send me that link on Twitter. I'll check it on Facebook. I gotta see this. Listen. Oh my god, really?
So I got a flurry of responses ranging from, I'm a fascist to an ableist.
They have no idea what a fascist is.
Oh my God, you can imagine it ran the gamut in responses, but
I'm sure you're a racist, Nazi, fascist. Not that anybody knows when. I love it when it's like, you're a Nazi communist. So I'm like, Well, Nazi communists.
Yeah, that's
How does that
historically
work? Yeah.
Yeah,
fascinating.
exactly. It's like you're Nazi communists. They they fought each other in World War II
Mhm.
and both sucked. And unfortunately, we had to deal with the lesser of two evils, which
Not sure
I'm
that was the
sorry to
case,
say, as I'm looking
other
through
than from one
history.
group's point of view.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
If you look at
I
total numbers, if you look at total numbers, yeah, no, that
well,
we
let me say this. Yes. I'm sure that at the time between Hitler and Stalin, uh, Stalin seemed like the lesser two evils. Unfortunately, he was not, and nobody could have predicted that. I mean,
well,
you can't put that in perspective.
okay.
They had
I
other things on their mind.
all right,
They
I
were
gotta
dealing
say
with a
something
bad
about that.
evil.
I gotta say
go
something
ahead.
because I gotta say something because
Okay.
Churchill addressed this and he had a really pithy quote at the I'm going to give you at the end. But basically, the reason that the Allies sided with the Soviets and not and fought the Nazis alongside them was that the Nazis attacked first, and Great Britain had to find allies, and as a result, the Soviet Union was a possible ally. And in Parliament, as Prime Minister, when asked whether it was a good idea to ally Great Britain with the communist Soviet Russia, Churchill's response, as best I can remember it, was, if he's willing to help us fight Adolf Hitler, I would give Stalin a favorable reference in hell.
Yeah.
It was not the lesser of two evils. It was, we don't have any choice, people. These are the only people we have left to talk to.
Oh, no, that's a great way to say it. No, that's perfect. It's like, lesser of two evils, it's like, you didn't have a choice. No, that's a great thing. I was talking with Madam Geek. She watched quite a bit of Russian. She's like, if the last czar hadn't been so spineless and listened to his wife, we could still have a czar of Russia. And it was like, yeah.
Spineless and incompetent. Yes.
Exactly. And then I said, when I talk to people, they're like, when I get these idiots, and I've got one on Twitter, he was like, the reason why the Nazis came to power is because Goodman did nothing. I said, I'm pretty sure a lot of the historians would have liked the Weimar Republic to have succeeded because, and they're like, what is that? Oh, that's just the, what was in power before the Nazis, motherfucker. And guess why? Because after World War I, unfortunately, they really took shit on Germany. Sorry.
Yeah.
I hate to be factually historic.
Well, yeah, that's essentially, what happened in a nutshell. And one of these times we'll actually we could sit down and have a stream and talk about some history, kind of debunk some of the favorite claims that a lot of the left in the SJWs love to use in their logic. But it's funny when you turn the cards against them, like I did in that conversation I was having with that person about immigration. They really don't like their own logic being used against them. So
no, they don't.
Anybody out there?
No, they don't.
Anybody out there? If you ever get in a confrontation with the leftists, all you have to do is simply use their own logic against them, and they really have no comeback.
Well, one of the most famous ones I used for over 4 years was Trump is the worst president ever. I'm like, really? How many American citizens are in cages right now?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, look up FDR, bitch.
That's true. All right. Well, I'll let you gentlemen get off to sleep, because I know you both need it. Thank you so graciously for your time and for hopping in.
Thank you for having us, buddy.
Thank you for the invite.
Very
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rebin, if you could reach out to me on Twitter, because I don't send a link in open chat, I'd appreciate that. It's at Supreme Heretic on Twitter. So or if
I know Revan. Have you ever spoken to Revan before?
Oh, I've seen and heard Revan on. I've been on streams with Revan before. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. He's a good person.
So
he's great. I love him. He's actually one of my favorite people to stream with.
Hang on,
I have to be honest.
I'm gonna see if I can find him in the because I think he's in the soup group, right? Is he in the soup?
Yes, he is in the soup. At least as far as I know.
Okay.
Or maybe he's in the
he is.
Let me
oh shit. Is Bill doing a morning blend today?
Oh, I don't know if
There
he
he
is
is.
or not.
Yeah. Revan's good people. And I don't say that lightly. I really like the guy.
Okay. Let's see. Just get him the StreamYard here, and
it's your channel, bud. You do what you want. Absolutely.
Supreme Heretic. He's in your server.
oh, okay. Oh, well, he just added me on Twitter. Good. Okay.
There you go. All right. Either way. Okay.
All right, but yeah, thank you, gents, and we'll definitely do this again. You guys obviously are welcome anytime, and of course, I have a good time, streaming with you. And Redshirt, I love to talk to you, and Rebin, the links in your Twitter DM, and.
Hey, Super Heretic. If I'm in and out spotty the next few weeks, I don't know if you got the word. I got the house.
Okay.
So next week probably good. The week after that is all the moving, and then of course you got to deal with the getting everything put in, getting everything installed, getting everything turned on. So, after that, if I'm spotty for a couple of weeks, it's going to be because of that.
No worries.
Good
morning,
Morning.
My
Look,
Irish
hello.
mother from another mother.
Look, the truth is about NB Geeks. You didn't know house or not. You heard about this magic weed that's grown in one specific part of the jungle in Ghana. He sold his family and all his stuff, and he's going looking for us.
Are you really trying to embarrass me? I've been trying to be a good boy. I'm tired.
You're blitzed, dude. You're not a good
No,
girl.
I'm not blitzed. I'm tired. I've been up since 2 a.m.
Yeah, he's tired, and so is Redshirt. So we're gonna bid these gentlemen farewell. Redshirt, you got anything you want to plug, or any upcoming projects?
No, I don't have anything that I plugged. I don't have anything on my channel, but I do come on streams. I wrench for various other YouTubers, and no, I just want to say it's been a pleasure. And
it always is, man. It's great to talk to you.
Yep. I hope to be here again. Have a good
All
day.
right. Take care, my friends.
I'll talk to you all. Talk with you all later.
Take care, Red Shirt.
All right.
He's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to do some research, and then Jack Bears and I are going to talk tomorrow on my stream about the firing of Gina Carano and what we think about the hypocrisy of it. And yes, I will, of course, like you, Revan. You've been
Actually,
coming
I
on.
have some
damn
screenshots.
well will get. I will
got some-
damn well let you on. You kidding me? I love you,
Dude,
man.
I have some screenshots I was going to use for a video for my channel. But because Twitter has this weird algorithm that you can't use it in DaVinci, I've got some very interesting hypocrisy screenshots for you.
Nice.
Oh, trust me, I'm looking at doing some screenshots myself today.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've been up since 2 a.m., so I'm a
All right.
little fucking tired, so I need to get some sleep.
All right, get some rest.
Yeah, definitely, Revan. I will send you the link for tomorrow when I put it up. Thanks for letting me on, man. I really appreciate it.
Yep.
I'm sorry if my voice was a little off.
We've been planning this, I don't know how long, so it's about the end.
I know, but it's just it's annoying when I'm tired of shit.
Well,
and people kind of just assume how I am, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm tired.
Yeah. I know. So get some rest, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, we definitely need to do it again. I loved having. Oh man, I loved having Super Red Shirt on my private chat. Man, the energy he brought that time, I was like, I told him I was like, dude, you got to bring that energy to the channels.
Yeah. All right, brother.
You all take care. I'm gonna get some sleep.
All right. Sleep well, man. See you later.
Take care.
What an awful woman.
Man. So, Revan, how are you doing, man?
I'm in lockdown over a year officially now, so go me.
There you go. Nice. It's great, by the way. Hunky, great to see you, man. I haven't talked to you in a while. I hope you're.
Jesus, Hunky, it's yourself.
I hope you're doing well.
But yeah, Hunky wants me to tell you about the pain relief thing that I have refined over years that I told Anti-Trekker about a while ago.
I got to hear this one.
So ages ago, Anti-Trekker was in a lot of pain, right? And he was doing a stream, and he's like, yeah, and it's going up for Christmas. So I did a meme, and I can't find it, but the meme was him looking at the camera with a disappointed look in his face, and it said, "When you ask Santa for pain relief, and he gives you a gun and one bullet."
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, man. See, that's that Irish sense of humor. I like it. But,
yes.
My friend, I don't know what exactly. It's funny the kind of quandary that the community's in with the whole fallout with the Gina thing, and the thing is, I understand at the time, when the news broke, because back Wednesday night, late Wednesday, when the news broke, I was actually on the Bounding Into Comics stream. Shout out to my boss John F. Trent and the other gentleman that I work with. We had Gary actually on from Nerdrotic at the time.
Oh, nice.
We were talking about Gina, and then like magically the fucking news broke like right in the middle of that. So obviously we switched the stream to talk about the breaking news. But what's funny about it is I know a lot of us went and canceled Disney Plus, but then I put some more thought into it, and I realized, canceling Disney Plus is nice to make a statement, but here's the problem with that. And I know that some of you out here, some of you probably in the chat are parents, and there's a lot of people out there in our community that have Disney Plus for their kids.
Mm-hmm.
And,
I got it from my mother who's disabled.
I understand wanting to take a stand. And yeah, it's nice to, if you have the luxury to hit Disney in the pocketbook with canceling your sub, that's great. But not everybody can. So if you can't, you take the shows that you actually, do watch. And, if you're using Disney Plus primarily for your kids, whatever, that's fine. But go and watch your shows on, alternative means. And you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And because of,
sailing the high seas.
Yes, exactly. Har, 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 sail the high seas,
Yeah.
Go ahead and do it that way. Don't give them the view via their own platform. Don't put the numbers in their coffers. Do it that way. So there's ways to effectively run a without necessarily cutting off your nose to spite your face, which in different cases, a lot of people do have Disney Plus in their home for their families for different reasons, as Robin just stated. And of course, if you're a parent, and yeah, you shouldn't deprive your kids because you're trying to take a personal stance, and I understand that.
But the fact is, and I was talking to a friend of mine, and my friend, she said, like, we're all pissed off and everything like that, and say that in a few months, like, stuff will change and everything like that. The thing is, we'll still be pissed off about it, but we won't care about it as much. And a lot of people will be, you know what? I'm bored. What's up? Oh, wait, that Pixar movie's out. You know what? My girl, she really loves Pixar, and then they'll subscribe right back.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I mean, there's other reasons that people have it, and I get that. So
a lot of reviewers would be fucked without Disney Plus.
You can cancel Disney Plus, like I said, in other ways, theoretically. So just go ahead and do that. If you already have it, if you have it for the means of your family and on your personal time, if you're watching something, watch it through alternate means. It's a small sacrifice to make, and you'll feel better about it too. So there you go.
The only thing I'm worried about is the future of The Mandalorian. It was doing so well.
Well, yeah, and look, if they do a recasting, that is really gonna tick people off. So I think what's going to happen if I'm talking about just as far as the show goes, they're just going to kill off the character, like off-screen death. There'll be a mention of it. They might even build an episode around quote unquote finding the culprit, and that'll be that. And they'll
you know what they could always do. They could, if they say Favreau wanted to keep her in his back pocket, just for if he gets control, he could always say that on New Alderaan, say Leia never wanted to become a queen, just say that King Organa, Leia's first cousin, right, is on the throne on New Alderaan, and that Gina went to New Alderaan to have some sort of a life with her people.
Perhaps.
So that's where she is. She's there. She said that she got sick of the fighting because she spent so much time fighting that she just couldn't anymore. She even had a kid or something like that. right? And she wanted to raise it on New Alderaan. So she goes to New Alderaan and she's off the scene. And you do a time skip of about 5 years between season 2 and season 3 of The Mandalorian. You do a time skip.
Yeah. There's a rumor, and Bruce Lombardo brings this up, and I did see a tweet about that, Bruce, because there was some fan that posted on Lucy Lawless's feed on there about hey, a spot's open in Mandalorian, da 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 da, and from what she said at the time, she was messing around with another project. So I don't know.
Lawless Wonder Woman.
What's that?
Lawless Wonder Woman.
Who is?
Lucy Lawless.
I don't think she's in Wonder Woman. Or
no, I thought she was the older Wonder Woman. Or who's that?
No. You're thinking of Linda Carter.
I mean Xena. Sorry, I think Xena.
Yeah.
Xena's far too old for that.
Lucy Lawless is hot as hell, dude. I don't know where you've been.
I didn't say that. I just said that she's too old.
Well, yeah, she's still a banging, gorgeous lady, man.
That she is. She is.
But yeah, that's what I've last seen on the Lucy Lawless rumor.
I wonder. I was saying to my friend last night, and my friend, she turned around and she said, she wonders what's going to happen in Disney after this. I said, 1, the shareholders are losing their absolute shit. 2, this was all down to Kathleen Kennedy and her war against conservatives. And basically, as soon as Kennedy's contract comes up in private, they're going to be like, we're not renewing your contract, get the fuck out, don't let the door hit you on the way out. But in public, they're going to be, we're so sad at the news that Kathleen Kennedy has decided to move on from Disney after so many years of great work and things we appreciate her and everything like that. And she's going to go, and it's like, we're going to figure out what to do, blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, Disney has agreed that Jon Favreau is in charge of Lucas Entertainment, which covers Lucas Films, Lucas Arts, Lucas Games, and Stories, right? Then after he's in...
I just wanted to thank Bruce for bringing something up. You got a good segue here, but go ahead, finish your thought, Revan, and then we'll...
Then after that, he'll bring Gina right back.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what the future holds, but for now, hey, look, she's got a chance to work on her movie project. She'll get a chance to act, direct, the whole 9 yards, and she's always wanted to do that. So, hey, props to her. She gets her chance to do that.
Yeah. What movies would she make for the company that she's working for? Are they like proper movies, or... Because I never heard of them making movies.
You can do an action movie, and you can build it around a hero with traditional hero's journey and good values.
Conservative woman.
That's essentially what will happen. But what Bruce was saying is, I think someone was floating the idea here with Lucy Lawless. If people don't know just how verbally scandalous she really is, the woman was a class act porn star, and they will have to muzzle her. I did not know she was in adult films before she hit the mainstream. That is very interesting. But the segue that Bruce brings up, this is great, because in some Marvel news now, we have a new Black Widow.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we have a new Black Widow.
Is it that blonde chick?
No. The new Black Widow is Lacey Lennon. And if you don't know who Lacey Lennon is, well, just do yourself a favor and Google search Lacey Lennon. kind of the same spelling of the last name as John Lennon, and you'll get who Lucy Lennon is. but the funny thing is one of the very talented and interesting directors and creative minds in the adult film industry, and that's Axel Braun. He has done all the good adult parodies of the Marvel movies. Most recently did the Captain Marvel with Kenzie Taylor, which is Community's big fan of Kenzie Taylor after she had been on Lethal Lightning's channel. And he also interviewed Axel Braun, which we talked about. I actually, I had when I saw the announcement for the Black Widow adult film, when Axel tweeted it out last night, I gave them props for it and whatever, and both he and Lacey Lennon liked my tweet, and I kind of responded to their likes with, "Wow, it's awesome that both the leading lady and a very talented director liked my tweet. The only thing better would be an interview from the both of them." So I did get that feeler out there, and if I get a response back, I will definitely do an interview on this channel with one or both if I can. So just wanted to let you guys know that. But I think if it goes according to the quality of the other Axel Braun movies, which usually they're a combination of comedy and action, and of course action.
Yeah.
But they're actually really good as far as paying homage to the comics. They're in a lot of ways more comic book accurate.
Is he the guy who made Game of Bones?
I don't know if he did Game of Bones, but the thing with these movies, the MCU parodies are more comic book accurate to Marvel stuff than even the MCU movies. So
I'll have to tell my friends because they had a party watch of the Captain Marvel one, and they said the funny thing about it is the Captain Marvel version was much better than the actual movie.
Yeah, it was actually.
Yeah. Quite weird question. As someone who deals with comics and nerd stuff professionally, how long do you think Kennedy's actually going to go, or do you think they'll keep her?
Oh boy, the speculation on that has been,
the speculation's been every week
crazy
tomorrow.
But the rumors that I've heard steadily are the fact that her contract's not going to be renewed. Now, we'll see what happens with it, but word is they're not very happy because she's losing money for the company. Mm-hmm. And that's like one of the things that you can't do in big business is lose money for the company. Because at this point, yes, Disney is such a big entertainment monopoly. They start losing money. They don't like that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if I was saying what they could have done to show that Rey was training without showing her training, is you say, for talk's sake, you see Luke with a tiny beard, a tiny little beard when she meets him, right? Mm-hmm. And her hair is the length that it was, and then you see the camera pans and you see it going from night to day in between the shots. And first off, she stumbles, and then she gets better, and you see Luke now with a big, thick beard, a long beard, showing maybe over a year, 2 years worth of growth. And then you see Rey there with extra long hair and a bit of shabbier clothes. And then she's like, "We've been here for months. We've been here for approximately 2 years. And then everyone's like, oh, hey, she had 2 years of training.
And yeah, talking about Battlestar Galactica really quick, Stephanie, you are 100% correct on that. So yeah, Kronos, she's right about that.
Yes. Peacock is actually coming out international. I don't know whether to get it or not, and I'm nervous about.
You can, Revin, if I'm not mistaken, you can make a free account on there and pretty much watch mostly all of what they have without having to make a paid account. You can make a free account. It just has it just has commercials.
I don't care. I don't. Yeah. If it's got commercials, I don't care.
Yeah.
But as long as it's not as bad as the CW one, I watched the CW and Crisis on Infinite Earths on the CW, and I nearly shot myself in the eye because it had a commercial every 5 minutes.
Well, I always joke that the CW channel, or the CW network now stands for Cult of Woke. Because
oh my God, yes!
All their shows on there are so woke. It's not even funny. My God!
I mean, honestly,
I couldn't watch Supergirl. I couldn't watch any of that stuff.
Well, Supergirl, we all know why Supergirl left, and then was that actually cancelled, or did she quit after having the baby? Could have been both.
I think it might have been canceled.
Well, honestly, who gives two fucks about Supergirl? Like, they literally had an episode, the one that lost me, right? They literally had an episode with a gas that only affects the Y chromosome, and they're like, the Y, what? Does that mean? It only affects men. And then all the women were walking along looking at the male dead bodies going, my God, men really are the weaker sex.
Yeah. Steph Lopage says, I got the lowest paid account, which limits commercials. Yeah, you can do that too. They have like 3 or 4 different tiers that you could subscribe to Peacock with, which if you're going to start having subscription services like that, I think Peacock's got a pretty decent model because they meet the consumer in the middle, which is good, and they give you flexibility of of what you want to do as far as having a membership. And for people that don't have money or can't afford it, at least you can watch it still with the commercials in it, which is not bad. And I give them credit because at least they made their model pretty fair. I gotta say their model is pretty fair. By
how bad is, because we don't really have a lot of year programming over here, right?
Right.
Crap is English. How bad is it? I mean, I'm just sick and tired of being spoken down to. Like, man, we're right next to the BBC. So
I mean, Peacock has pretty decent stuff. I mean, they're not, and they have like a lot of old stuff that's really good.
Okay.
I mean, you can watch the BSG episodes like that I cover on my channel, which we cover the Ron Moore BSG on this channel. But if you want to watch the BSG from 1978, they have that. If you want to watch the Knight Rider, they have that. If you want to watch, I think they might even have Airwolf on there. I'm not sure, but
okay, my friend will love that. I can stream that for him.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of options, and the cool thing is about Peacock is they as silly as the name is for their platform, because I always laugh when I think about it. But the thing is they do have like old school stuff on there, which is good, because there's a lot of people that want to go back and watch the good old escapist entertainment. So
Of course.
there you go. You know, they have it right there for you.
I mean, I have a friend. She's very much looking forward to the Harry Potter TV show that they're making. Is Stream Elements free?
Yeah, you can use it for free.
Yeah, because a few of my some of my co-hosts are going through something. One of the guys moving and the other one's had a death in her family. So I'm taking a break from streaming, and then I'm going to do a soft streaming reboot on my channel, where we're going to have like set topics. We're going to do it like weekly, and every few weeks we're going to have Bionic Belly Button on. So
Nice.
yes. Sorry, one sec. Something funny just happened.
But yeah, it's been a hell of a week between the Gina news and you know, just the last couple days for me dealing with some of these loons on Twitter.
Oh, dude, I have you beat. I have you beat. On my previous account, when they announced Thor, Love and Thunder, right? I basically got harassed by, I believe it was in the thousands of comments. But because I said one of the most hated comics arcs is going to become one of the most hated comic movies, and they turned around and they started calling me a sexist, everything they called you. Someone said, how can you not be feminist in this day and age? That's like having a mental illness. And I just laughed at them all.
Well, you know, when you try to make, when you try to like actually make sense or have a normal conversation, and I was discussing this with Red Shirt and Geek too, like when you try to talk to people on the modern left, which is basically the extreme left, there is no like middle ground or anything else. You know, they are like anything like you know, to them outside of their worldview is alt-right. You know,
Yes.
I mean, you could be like the biggest, like, you know, free thinking centrist, and it doesn't matter. They will label you alt-right. You know that, and that's just the way it is. They are on the extreme. And when you try to have a normal conversation or discussion, there's no way to they don't empathize well at all. And
yeah, I had a fight with my 14-year-old cousin, who's very, very left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And because I had an American flag and a rebel flag, I also have a MAGA hat displayed on my wall. And she was there, and she started going on about how bad our country was and everything. And when I said one of our not ancestors, but my 2 times great grandmother's first cousin is one of the founders of my country, right? And I turned around and I explained that to her, and she said, "Who is he? I never heard of him." I lost my shit. I absolutely lost my shit at her. We spent about 3 hours arguing, and that she ended up crying and going away, and she's now blocked me on most apps.
Oh, real quick, guys. If you are a collector of Star Wars action figures, things of that nature, you know, especially if you like the Black Series figures, which you know, I do prefer those personally, of Star Wars. I have one Black Series figure. I'm gonna go ahead and show that off real quick because you know, I do have Jaina Solo,
Nice.
And because Jaina is one of my favorite EU characters. But but the thing is, I guess, and this just came up on my Twitter feed. My brothers at Bounding Into Comics did a good job on the story. Hasbro is canceling the Cara Dune Black Series, and if you want to get in on that, I highly suggest you look around eBay or anything else, because it will be a collector's item and it will draw good money. Obviously, I don't have to tell you, but if you do buy one, you're going to pay a pretty penny for it. But also, don't forget, and this goes without saying, as with any collector's item, if you buy it, do leave it in the package. Don't take it out, play with it, obviously. And, there you have it. And good morning, Mar. I see you sneaking in. You're not going to sneak past me. I see you. It just obviously it goes on and on. You would think they would want to make some profits.
Well, don't forget how woke Hasbro actually is.
Yeah.
So anything that they say goes. Okay, yes, sir. I'll bend over right firefighter. Come on. Wonder if we actually buy one. If I found one at a good price and bought one now, would I actually get it?
Well, do you Reuben, do you buy the Black Series figures? Because I know
I'm only basically most of the stuff I get is from Comic Cons, and I'm getting a crap load of stuff at from this summer. I'm getting a load of stuff from Big Bad Toy Store, and I'm getting it sent over to me.
Well, I just happen to prefer like Star Wars stuff as far as recent toys.
Hold on, Amazon UK has removed the link.
Oh wow, yeah, you can't even order them off there.
I can't order them off Amazon UK, and let's see. Where to buy? Okay, so
eBay. It's pretty much eBay.
Oh no, hold on. I'm on Star Wars Hasbro. So see what it says, because if you're doing that, I want this. Right? So what year was I born? I was born in this year. The year of our Lord 2024. Walmart. Continue.
But if you're gonna buy a Star Wars figure now, the Black Series is the way to go. That's just my personal opinion. But the figures are well crafted.
Yeah.
And I thought that they are just well made. So yeah. Good morning, Purple Valkyrie. Great to see you. Hail to you, and I hope that you're doing well. I don't know what time it is where you're at, but good morning, and good morning, obviously, to Mar. And I love having my international friends. I love being around my international friends because
they're everywhere. It's after removing the action figure. GameStop is after removing it. It's not even listed. Walmart's not listed. I can't find her on Amazon. She's not on Big Bad Toy Store.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm looking everywhere.
So they moved really quick. Wow. Yep, pretty much you'll have to go to eBay for these figures, guys.
I don't trust. I'll miss out on this figure. I don't trust eBay, and realistically, I can't, because at the end of the month, there's some I'm not getting into that I'm being part of on Discord that's going to cost a pretty penny. So,
well, last I heard, because somebody was was they were already speculating prices for this if the line got canceled. The Black Series Cara Dune was going for $120 American on eBay. So yeah, you're gonna have to shell out if you want a Cara Dune. Now that it's confirmed that the line is canceled, I can guarantee you those characters will probably be $200 for the figure.
Yeah.
And people will probably be asking upwards of that, even though it'll probably be more expensive because, you know, you guys know how eBay works. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy high priced. But if you want one, your only alternative right now is eBay. That's it. Man, it's just lovely having purple in here. But to go back to what we were talking about, though, no, the whole thing with this the cancellation culture and all this garbage.
Oh my God! Yes,
it's just absolute nonsense, you know. And I don't understand how we got away from meritocracy.
It's simple. People stopped caring.
You know, I was always taught to, you know, when you meet someone, you know, I'm not worried about defining features. I'm not worried about the color of your skin. I'm not worried about your physical appearance. What I'm worried about when I hang out with somebody is I take them on the merits of their character.
Always.
You know, if I see in your actions that you're a good person and how you treat people, then you're going to be my friend. You know,
I mean,
I'm going to consider you my friend. But I take people on merits. I don't sit there and put them in like these weird generalizations. I don't worry about the color of their skin. I don't worry about this or that, or their, you know, do they have the moral high ground? I don't care. I care about how I see you treat, you know, yourself and how I see you treat others.
Mm-hmm. I mean, honestly, these woketivists, as I call them, keep screeching and barking on about how you're racist. Well, let's be honest. Out of everyone, they're the most racist people I have genuinely ever met in my life. I mean, like, this whole thing of them going on and everything like that, the way they go on about black people, and that is it's basically, if you watch the video of them saying, I don't know if they know how to use driver's license, they're like, I don't know, do they know how to use ID? The voter laws are racist towards them. They don't know where the voting stations are. It's like pure and utter racism. It's a hero complex. And
it is. And they don't realize that that's super disrespectful, because what you're doing is, you know, you're sitting there making a blind assumption and speaking on behalf of people that really you have no authority to speak on, because you're not even a part of their personal experience or culture. So don't try to speak on it. And they're constantly, they think that they're, you know, the moral saviors to go and speak on all the quote unquote marginalized people's behalf. And in doing so, they come out very condescending and very racist themselves.
But they absolutely are. And it's, to be honest, it seems like a bloody cult, because the way that they worship black people.
Yeah, well, the best thing that I could compare it to, Rubbing, that I heard it compared to, is somebody said that it functions now almost like a religion.
It absolutely
and,
does.
and these people are like literal religious zealots. This is like what we had back in the 80s when we had like the ultra like Christian people trying to censor the music and trying to censor the movies and trying to censor the books.
Yeah, they even made fun of that in that 70s show. It's like,
You know,
I can hear Satan.
yeah, and we had that back then, and it was rampant Puritanism, and now the thing we have now is we have rampant Puritanism. Only it's on the it's without the quote unquote like Bible thumping right that's doing it. It's the SJW left, and it's the same, but the only thing is the side has changed, but it's the same behavior. It's 100% rampant Puritanism. I mean, these are people that say that are repulsed by a drawing of a woman with boobs. When
dude, it's not only that. They turn around and they're like, okay, so you can't make fun of this religion, you can't make fun of that religion, but yeah, you can turn around and shit all over Christianity.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. But like they made a movie like that Jesus is gay, and if you're Christian, they laugh at you, and it's like, oh my, wait, you still believe in that? But yeah, if you say, oh, I'm Muslim, I'm Buddhist, whatever, they're like, oh my God, that's so great for you. What a wonderful and brilliant religion you have. But if you turn around and say I'm Catholic, they're like, huh.
Well, there's something that people need to understand right now, and that it's no laughing matter. There's a lot of Christians around the globe right now that are being slaughtered. They're being slaughtered for their beliefs, and it's simply
in North Korea. If you simply own a Bible, you're executed.
Yeah, this is happening globally, but you don't see it reported in the mass media. You don't see it reported in print. They gloss over that, and there's a reason why, because they go out of their way almost to turn down any sort of reference to God, any sort of reference to Christianity, and it's out and out persecution, really.
You know what? Honestly, I was listening to you, NB, and earlier on, and it just, if you remove the churches, right? Mm-hmm. Then you remove everyone trusting each other. You turn everyone against each other. Then you take away the family, the nuclear family, what they're trying to do with this gender theory and stuff like that. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then you start to remove identity. If you have all that, you can't rely on anyone. Who are you going to rely on? The government. What's that called? Communism.
Well, don't forget, Reverend, and I go back to what's happening in a lot of countries around the world. Don't forget, there is a push, especially with this Great Reset stuff that the World Economic Forum is pushing, the stuff that the stuff that the WHO pushes, the stuff that the UN pushes.
Did you try to hear what?
Guys, what I'm trying to say is this globalist thinking, what they're pushing for is globalist one world government down the road. That is exactly what they want. And the reason the reason they want the US to go into this sort of like almost hybrid communism, and they want the other governments of the world to kind of go in this direction of this weird hybrid communism, where like the main currency is like social clout, and they and you get ahead in society if you're one of the thinkers that says and parrots the narrative. That's exactly what they are pushing for, because that is what a global one world government's going to look like, because it's going to function on that sort of style of government. And I hate to tell you, if we ever get to that,
it won't be Star Trek.
It's not utopia. It's going to be authoritarian.
But here's the thing, though: the Irish and the Americans won't accept foreign rule because ye fought against it, and so did we, right? And I cannot imagine ye having a president in China, and it's like President like Jinping or something like that, and it's like, no, we won't do that. We want to be by ourselves and everything like that. But did you ever hear of Ireland 2040? The most controversial thing.
What is it?
Ireland 2040.
Oh, I've heard. I know what that is, because that is one of the things that goes along with UN Agenda 2030, and it's basically a preparatory program to make Ireland compliant with all the requirements of Agenda 2030 that the UN is putting out.
What's that? This is basically they wanted to bring in 4 million, like double the population, but solely of illegal immigrants.
Oh yeah. They're trying to do that everywhere, and that is purposeful, because they want to denationalize every country. In other words, what they're trying to do by increasing the illegal immigrant population, they're taking the normal people out of the equation and putting in a majority of just transients.
There's
no more national identity at that point.
Yeah, they called the Irish flag offensive last summer.
Yeah, they call the American flag offensive here.
That's fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy. It's getting crazy.
They turned around and there's these. It said a gang of teenagers in Dublin have a new game, and basically they go around beating up Irish people, and everyone are like, say what it is, and so all the newspapers are like, they're just teenagers. I don't know what you mean. There's no way of knowing where they're from and everything like that. And then another newspaper who used to be really woke, but they appear to have gotten a new editor who's not. They switch bars really fast, right? And they turn around, and it's like a group of African teenagers, mostly from the refugees, are going around beating and stabbing up and then taking pictures for social media of Irish students. And it's called the Happy Game.
Yeah, I've seen that, actually. That's disgusting. 100% disgusting. And you know, the countries around the world, especially democracies, they need to wake up and realize that, you know, the idea of the nation state is being taken away from you. Your own country's identity is in danger of going down simply because, you know, it's considered unsustainable or whatever the way these people look at it. But, you know, we're in danger of becoming, you know, since you have all this collectivism.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't have any individuals. You don't have anybody to say, you know, I'm proud to be Irish or I'm proud to be American. You've got people just saying, you know, that well, no, we need a new way, a global way.
Yeah, but I said this. I was talking to my friend, and I said to him, you know, if someone turned around and they said, like African power, Black power, Asian power, or Native power, everyone's like, oh my God, yes, completely.
No, go ahead,
Robin.
Finish your thought. You can keep talking. I'm just gonna grab a refill coffee.
But you can't even say, like, I don't even know if I can say it on YouTube, but I'll basically just say Caucasian power. Because if you say that, only that is racist. In Ireland, they said there's a rise in nationalism, a rise in right wing, there's a rise of the right wing across Europe, and things like that. And they said this is a major problem, and it needs to be stamped out. A political opinion needs to be stamped out. Like this is absolutely ridiculous. And they're planning on having everyone in Ireland vaccinated by the end of the year because it's not mandatory, but yet it's mandatory. And that. And my thing is, I've got asthma. I've got one lung weaker than the other. Am I going to have a normal life after this? After I get the poke? Like, will I have a normal life and things like that? I'm inside over a year. And my government, honest to God, when this is over, it's going to be a complete and utter amazing shit show because basically what's going to happen is everyone's going to lose their shit over it. And they're all going to immediately demand an election. And the Irish government Heretic, I have to go, okay? Sorry guys. But Heretic will be back with you momentarily. So be well, awesomes.
Back just in time. So thanks to Revan for coming on. Sorry I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to him proper, but thank you, Revan, for being a guest. And also thank you, chat, for hanging out with me for near a couple hours here. I had to get a refill on my coffee. Make no mistake where we're headed. It's the whole idea is a global kind of technocracy, and it's going to be big time under authoritarian rule. Understand that it's not going to be like some grand democracy. It's going to be very authoritarian, and that's where they want it to head. See, I used to break this down. I used to do streams about Agenda 2030 extensively on my Twitch channel before I moved over to YouTube. And, you know, all the research I did into Agenda 21, which is now Agenda 2030, it was built on what they call sustainability. It was built on that whole idea of, you know, climate change and that nonsense, which obviously, if you know the most rudimentary thing about science, you know that the planet works in cycles. So all this bunk about global warming and all this crap is exactly what it is, because it's all based on junk science. We know that there's natural cycles to the planet and that it's always in a state of moving from one cycle to the next. That's all it is. It's not, you know, there's going to be like the seas are going to boil and this, that, and the other. No, it moves in natural cycles. But they don't want to, you know, they were using the vehicle of climate change to basically affect all these policies and introduce these policies to the different various countries around the world. But that wasn't working. So what we got was mysteriously, ta-da, pandemic. And they started to work off of that. And now, and I'm referring to our country mainly, but, you know, this is happening in other countries as well. Now you've got the whole added thing of, you know, anybody that isn't open to these ideas, or, you know, anybody that isn't open to, complying with the various pandemic resolutions and things like that, all of a sudden, they could say, well, we have to do what we need to do for the good of the country because of insurrectionists and the fear that people are going to overthrow the government. They want to make a boogeyman out of the average citizen. And that is something that, we need to be cognizant of and not allow to happen. Because once that happens, you're going down a whole rabbit hole of, that's how tragedies happen. That's how ethnic cleansing happens. So no matter what nation you live in, please, please, please keep your eyes open and your mind open. Question the things that happen. Question the things that go on. Question decisions that are made. And, if you have a platform to be vocal about it, please do. Because, this is the box they want to eventually put us all in. And again, it's going to be very authoritarian. It's going to be a big technocracy because you're going to have a bunch of megacorps in on this whole thing. Because don't think for a minute that corporations aren't. The tech companies are 100% involved in a lot of this. So, pay attention because we're not headed down a good road. So, yeah, exactly, Kronos. And that's, that is one of the things where that's how it starts. So, yeah. You have to pay a lot of attention to what's going on because, you can get headed down a very bad road, which currently we are with all the division in the world and all the misplaced and misguided, unfortunate, hateful ideologies. So yeah, if you have an opportunity to stand up and make your voice heard, please do. So, those are my my closing thoughts. I just wanted to kind of impress that upon our wonderful folks watching that are in the chat. I want to thank Kronos. I want to thank Marv for being here. I want to thank Eastland Burkholder, NB Geek in just another red shirt for being on earlier. I want to thank Revan for coming on and being a guest after they took off. Purple Valkyrie, it was great to see her in the chat. Bruce Lombardo, awesome. Thank you for being here, my friend. Stephanie, was great to see you as well. Give my best to your husband, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Hunky, is great to see you, man. I hope things are going well with your health. I hope you're hanging in there. And, of course, earlier we had Mercale, a.k.a. Lopter the Demon King. So great that he stopped by. And thanks again. Make sure that you smash the like button. And, hey, Parrothead, yeah, thank you too, buddy. Appreciate you. Make sure that you smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Also, I got some content coming up, some videos I'm working on that I still need to edit. Got some really cool reaction videos, some music video stuff. Me and Culture Casino did together, so I got to edit those and get those up. But yeah, I'm going to start a series of videos doing like different reactions, so that's going to be fun. And of course, I always got the Pegasus Actual podcast on Thursdays on this channel. And of course, the High Heresy streams, which I do when I feel like doing them. So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Much love. Spread the love across the community. and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.